Margarita Estrada. How to win friends and influence people the Latino way. How to win friends and influence people the Latino way. Margarita Estrada.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Give yourselves a round of applause. You made it this far. 6 weeks ago, I presented my original speech to my Impact 21 Toastmasters Club, and this was the reaction. I had to come up with plan B relatively quickly. So I thought about it. If my printer asked me for a printer default and a browser default, why can't I ask this computer for a speech default? So I Googled it. And thanks to its excellent search engine optimization, the first title that came up was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Mr. Dale Carnegie. Master Constance Chair, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, I present to you How to Win Friends and Influence People the Latino way. Rule number 1, throw the bait and reel them in. Juanita Rivera Estrada, aka my mom, knew that in order to influence people, you had to give them something to drink. We grew up in a multi-ethnic neighborhood in downtown Jersey City. Not so many people knew our language, but that did not deter my mother, Juanita, because she had her secret weapon. Would you like to all know what that is? Yes. Her extremely high-octane café con leche, her coffee. Whenever my mother would brew that coffee, the whole neighborhood would inhale its aroma. Some people opened the window to get their first hit in the morning. Other people would be walking quickly to work and suddenly find themselves pushing the doorbell with their shoulder accidentally, hoping my mother would let them in, and of course, she always did. Well, the real reason why they used to drop by my mother's house to drink that coffee is because, unbeknownst to my mother, it was rumored that my mother's coffee was an aphrodisiac. Rule number 2, feed them. No one leaves a Puerto Rican household without eating. As a matter of fact, feeding people is a Puerto Rican obsession. Tony, if you were to walk in my mother's house right now, the first thing she would say is, "You look so hungry." Then she would proceed to feed you a plate with rice, beans, Goya, because if it's Goya, it's got to be good. A juicy, sizzling T-bone steak that will melt in your mouth, and salad on the side. Ladies, I recommend that you wear elasticized waistbands. And men, I recommend that you're ready to open your belt a notch or two. If you walked into my parents' house looking like this, you better walk out like this when you leave, or you'll be one happy camper. Rule number 3, share your wisdom. After she had you drinking coffee and eating her food, it was only right that she should share her "you really have no choice but to listen to" wisdom. And should she feel that you're not listening to her, she'll tap you on the shoulder. "Oye, mírame, I'm trying to tell you something." While she was giving advice in the house, my dad was giving advice outside the house. Nobody was saved from the Estrada 1-2 punch. Rule number 4, be an ambassador. Juan Estrada Rodriguez Sosa, my dad, was our official ambassador. He would walk around the neighborhood looking for opportunities to make a difference. "Pablo, do you need my advice?" "Pepe, do you need some food?" People, do you need some money? Tito, oh my God, you look so sad and pitiful. Do you need me to tell you a joke? Well, he'd walk in the house an hour later with bags. My mother would look at him, look at the bags, and look behind him. Juan, what are Papa, Pepe, Pipo, and Tito doing behind me? Don't tell me that I have to cook for them and for you too. Yes, she did. Finally, you must be the ultimate motivator. My mom knew how much I hated to sweep and mop the floor. Of course, she had a secret weapon, but she wouldn't tell me what that was yet. First, she had to give me her pearls of wisdom. Margarita, you must do the things that you don't like with excellence, so that when you do the things you do like, you appreciate it. Oh, and one more thing. You must look good doing them. She proceeded to put my favorite record, un merengue, la escoba, the broom. How apropos, don't you think? As soon as I heard the first notes of that song, I started dancing. Esta es la escoba para abajo. She said, here, take the broom. I was sweeping and mopping, and before you knew it, the floor was thick as fan. I looked at the floor, I could see my face. I was smiling after doing something that I hated. Fellow Toastmasters, perhaps the Estrada version of How to Win Friends and Influence People the Latino way may seem a bit unorthodox to you, but hey, like my parents say, a little food, some heartwarming advice, and some extremely high-octane café con leche will have you, as comedian Freddie Prinze used to say, looking good.